Hello everyone. Basically I was messing around with the tank tracks and I ended up finding something pretty amazing which I want to use in this video in order to build something very cool and unique. But first I want to explain what is the actual thing that I found out. So basically how it all started is I was building some sort of a vehicle to use on the snow, and this was actually the vehicle, and as you can see it has one track in the middle and the seat is kind of glitched into the track. And yeah, basically what I learned from this, well, first of all, I just thought it looked pretty cool to use it like this. Obviously it kind of doesn't make logical sense, but what I ended up learning is that, you know, you can actually piston glitch a seat into a tank track, which is pretty interesting. It feels like it shouldn't be possible, but it is. But that's not really the most kind of thing that really surprised me. The thing that really surprised me is when I was going to paint this tank track, what I noticed is that the glass material is available for it, which I was really not expecting. Usually for, you know, mechanical things like this, they don't do that. And when you actually do select glass, you can see it's not really a mistake. It actually works and you can see the full track, like you can even see the top of it and everything. And yeah, and everything else other than the track itself is glass, as you can see. So you can see the parts through it and everything like that, and it looks super cool and unique, right? What I figured out so far, you can paint this glass and you can glitch a seat into it. But this isn't even the biggest track, right? So what I thought is, what if I use the biggest tank track in the game, painted glass, glitch a seat into it, and have this seat, like have the vehicle completely inside of the tank track and have the tank track outside. So then what I ended up doing is trying to glitch a motorcycle seat into the largest tank track, which is this one, and as you can see it's actually in there, and the player's pretty much completely enclosed inside of a tank track, and as you can see it's pretty much perfectly centered. In fact, it actually is perfectly centered. It just looks a little weird because the tank track is kind of asymmetrical, but the player is actually perfectly in the center. And yeah, it took me a bit of messing around with the piston in the seat because it kept wanting to glitch out, but this is as far as I got, and then I decided to start recording. So yeah, basically in this video I'm gonna be building a vehicle that is completely inside of one of these tank tracks and see if it actually works. I don't know if anyone else has done this, but I just really wanted to try it. So first, let's see, when I add this engine, is it gonna glitch out? A bit of sparking, but it seems to work. And there you have it. I'm driving completely inside of a tank track. Wait, so this is already technically a vehicle that is completely enclosed in a tank track. Okay, now so it doesn't lean, I need to add this thing, and basically I just need two more things to add and not have it glitch out, which is one of these for leaning and one of these for turning. So if this doesn't glitch out, the video is over, I guess. Yeah, if this doesn't glitch out, I guess I achieved my goal. Okay, the leaning is working. The turning isn't really working. Yeah, I'm still driving in the tank track. Okay, let's see, strengthen this up. Okay, that's way too strong. Okay, so there you have it. This vehicle is completely enclosed inside of a tank track pretty much, other than like the a little bit that isn't, but most of it pretty much is. So yeah, then after it pretty much worked perfectly, like first try, or as good as I could want it to. I spent a bunch of time trying to figure out like a cool design for this, and this was actually really fun because there's not really much like reference out there for vehicles like this. This is a very unique vehicle, and I usually build cars which are very like common, obviously, and have a lot of reference, and you know, you basically know exactly how to build them. This was something where, you know, I had to like kind of come up myself with what a vehicle like this would look like, which was a pretty fun challenge. And yeah, it's definitely something I want to revisit in the future and make like more different versions of this. It's just that I didn't want to spend too much time on this video, on the build, because I wanted to publish the video as soon as possible, because I kind of wanted to be the first to publish a video about this. Wait, so I spent a while trying to figure out like what kind of vibe I was trying to go with and stuff like that, and you can see I ended up going with this more like futuristic kind of style, and I attached one blaster to the side because that block was sticking out anyway, so it just made sense to like attach something to it. I guess alternatively I could have put like a light there, but since I'm going for like this kind of futuristic Star Wars type vibe, I put a blaster. And also that means I can also use this in the campaign like PvP or sandbox PvP, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I hope I'm the first person to discover this, because that'd be really cool. But you can see it does work on snow pretty well. It's going uphill and around like 40 something. Oh, and there's the botnacks. I guess the cabin is pretty bad for this, because if I get shot, I'm pretty much toast. Yep, pretty much what I expected. Yeah, I could put it on servo, aiming servo, but then you know, I'm actually able to aim up and down. To be honest, I think just like an auto aiming cannon would work better for something like this, because it's the crosshair isn't really. Actually, that's kind of working. See, a really cool looking vehicle, not very practical obviously, mainly because of the seat, but it is pretty practical for just going across terrain, just not practical for PvP. So I'll just make this. Okay, so now that's just light, so this is the finished vehicle, and I'm just gonna try to avoid these guys. And yeah, surprisingly this thing works pretty well, to be honest. This is pretty incredible, I think. Like the whole thing is pretty much inside the tank track. But yeah, this is pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know what you think about this in the comments below.